Hi everyone. So in this lecture, we are going to go over the I/O configuration and channel configuration of the processor we have selected and add a couple of input output cards and analog cards and see how they come up in the project tree. So on the left panel under controller, we have an I/O configuration option. We double click on that. Now, if you're physically connected to a PLC, we would have a read I/O config where you can read from the PLC rack. You don't have to find everything. In our case, we are not because we are running a simulator. So what we'll do is you select, come up here and bring cards here. So you can drag and drop these. So I picked an input card. Then I want to have a 8-point output card. Well, let's do an 8-point right here. No, relay. Yep. OW8 is a relay card. It also has thermocouple card and analog input cards. So if I do this analog, these are the analog options I have. I can have an analog input card, then a thermocouple input card, and there is an output card as well, which is analog, or yeah, this is the analog output card. So yeah, that should be plenty of IO that we have here, and we can close this guy. Okay, now if you see, we have them here, and I'll show you where they come up in your inputs. Under channel config, come up here. This is where you have your channel settings for the processor. And here, channel 0, we can set it up to DF1 or Modbus or duplex or ASCII or not use it or DH485. Same thing for channel 1 and 2. In our case, since this processor has an Ethernet port on it, you can set up you can set up addresses based on bootp or DHCP or whatever you want. I don't think this is visible until you're online. So you have to have a processor to see all this stuff. And under channel 2 is the duplex, or this is like a serial connection if you want to set one up. So now as far as the addresses go that we added here, if we let me go show you one more thing. Under the input output settings, sometimes you would have to go and play with your series on the cards. If you have a very new series and your program's pretty old, you may want to match it. So under analog, it's the same way. You have more options on analog, like you can set up each channel here. So under the analog input configuration, you can add a filter to the channel, pick up what range you want, and do you want to scale for a PID or get a raw value back in. Since this is a 4-channel input card, there are 4 settings options here. And then on the thermocouple input card, you have the same thing. You have a series configuration option. Then you can turn on a channel if you want. You can set up what it is. Do some math function here if you want to do that. You can do a percentage, engineering units. You can set up the type of thermocouple you have if you want to put a filter on it, and what kind of unit it is. And this is same for the other 4 channels that we have. And then yeah, that's all we got for the thermocouple input. Under 4-channel analog output cards, you have the same thing. Select what kind of output range you're trying to target for, and is it going to be a proportional or scaled. So that's it for these configurations. And now if we close this, if I go to input, and if you make it bigger, see how it basically automatically populates everything that's occupied by the card. So from input 0 to 7, all these are used by the MicroLogix. Then the first input block that we added, these are the 8-point input from that. Then this is the block of input 30 to 36. That's the analog channel, analog 4-channel input. And then here you have your 4-channel thermocouple input. And this is the this is the last card we added, which is the input our output voltage or current voltage output module status. So also, if you notice, the analog cards have more than it should be because they even monitor some other stuff coming back to it. So you may want to find out where your values are coming in from based on the manual and stuff. Okay, now let's go to the output, which is from here. These are our outputs from it. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Based on the PLC we have, we would know what we have, how many outputs it has, and we start using it. This is your 8-point relay output card, and these 4 are your analog output cards. So, and you can come down here and name them if you want, give them a symbol if you want to. So sorry about that. So yeah, that's it for the IO blocks that we added here. And in the next lecture, we'll go over how to start making our own ladder, how comments work, and how to create some programming. So yeah, see you in the next lecture, guys.